It is a Monday morning and I have scheduled a 9 a.m. meeting. Not the smartest thing to do. I am meeting with a new member of the Trafficking in Persons Council to bring him up to speed on what the council's working on and to see what his interests are. So should be an interesting meeting. And of course, I am heading to one of my favorite coffee shops. Off I go. Had a meeting today with a potential intern who has led on the issue of revenge porn. Pretty psyched that she was connected with me and that I'm going to have the opportunity to work with her. It's not every day that you can have a conversation with someone where they totally understand where you're coming from. So we talked language and the importance of not using the term porn when talking about revenge porn. We talked the importance of discussing the behaviors below the concept. So the fact that individuals are coerced to share these images with someone, or the fact that these intimate images are used by an individual and hung over someone's head to keep them inside of a relationship, so that this is more, intimate partner violence and sexual violence than it is some kind of abstract thing, revenge porn. Really excited to get to work with her this fall and kind of bring more awareness to this issue. So last weekend, racists, white nationalists descended on a town in Virginia to spew their hate and violence, and we're all still pretty much reeling from the aftermath of that, including one person's death and violence against many others. Most recently it came out that, surprise, surprise, the hate-filled young man who rammed his car into a crowd of peaceful protesters has a history of domestic violence against his own mother. And this is not the first, nor will it be the last time that we will learn that a domestic-born terrorist has a history of domestic violence. Many of the individuals who've been involved in mass shootings across this country have a history of domestic violence. And it also came out after these events that, in addition to hating anyone not perceived to be them, Jewish individuals, Black individuals, LGBTQ individuals, these hate-filled men, white men, also spew hatred against women. And so once again, the sexism, the gender-based violence is just right there. And it's just, I guess all we can continue to do is come together, but sometimes it's frustrating.
I'm Jillian Gilchrest, and in addition to being one of the co-organizers of Women's March Connecticut, I also work at the Connecticut Coalition Against Domestic Violence, and I chair our state's Trafficking in Persons Council. And I believe that violence against women is a blatant manifestation of sexism. And because sexism is such a part of the fabric of our society, evidenced by this 97th anniversary of our right to vote, the violence perpetrated against us is viewed as just another threat, albeit negative, and not called out for what it is: unequal rights under the law on account of sex. At this point, we've all pretty much become desensitized to the statistics. that 1 in 4 women will be the victim of severe physical violence at the hand of an intimate partner, and that 1 in 6 women will be the victim of attempted or completed rape in her life. But those numbers are actual women, American women. There are sisters, there are mothers, there are daughters, there are friends, there are selves. Violence against women isn't just ignored, it's accepted. And I find that unacceptable, and I know you do too. We must challenge individuals and systems and call out the inherent sexism that allows violence against women to happen with such frequency. Each of us can take action starting today. Challenge yourself and each other to call out victim blaming. Question negative male behavior that is masked as masculinity or deemed natural. Read news articles about local cases of violence against women and call out the courts when you think a sentence is woefully inadequate. And finally, work for the Equal Rights Amendment. I do this work because I cannot believe we live in a country where the greatest threat to my safety is a man. I want equality, and I want it now. Thank you.
I'm incredibly fortunate that I am on vacation and get to go on vacation. I'm also incredibly privileged that I get to exercise regularly. I have the time, I have the ability, and I have the safety, at least perceived, but in most settings, the safety to go on runs. And so on this vacation and many vacations or work trips I take, I go run explore. And today's extra special because I'm about to celebrate 10 years of marriage, which is a pretty significant milestone. And with any milestone, I think it's a time to reflect. And so reflecting back over the last 10 years, the first time I ever went to California was on my honeymoon with my husband. It had been a dream for me to visit California, and that dream came true. And over the last 10 years, I've had multiple opportunities to come to California, and so I'm here this trip with my family, and it's a beautiful time to reflect and appreciate all that I have and all that I'm working on.